All right. I was muted. Thank you. Azu, please say something in the chat to let me know, now that I've spent a minute being an idiot. If you can hear me. Yeah, very nice. Anyway, yeah. Okay, sounds like we're good. Yeah, the sound level's okay. You can hear me over the game and everything. Nice. All right. Sounds good. Okay, so we shall get started, I think. So first things first, I just wanted to say very well played in that tournament set. We are here today to discuss that, and I think you did extremely well. You really improved since the last time I analysed one of your sets. And you're really getting along, especially sort of the neutral and the pressure. You're trying a lot of new things, and you're pressing a lot of good buttons, not just the normal stuff. So yeah, very well done. What I will do to start with is have a quick look at the notes that you made, just so that we can go over them, get some high-level stuff out the way, and sort of set the tone for what we're going to talk about, which is here. All right, so if this works, let's see if I can do this. It's going to show up. All right, so first point here, dropping the 25 SP corner combo a lot for some reason. So you did a few times. The main thing I'm going to say about that is make sure that you have ways of making things consistent. The big one for this 25 SP corner combo is dash cancelling the orb. I don't know if you know to do that, but that's something you didn't do and may have caused it. And it is a really good way of making that consistent. So that's the first thing. But yeah, otherwise a very simple point. And sort of dropping stuff happens in tournament. I wouldn't worry about it too much, as long as you do your practice afterwards. And if you are struggling with combos after a set, just go into training mode. See if there's something specific tripping you up. If not, just practice and practice. That's all you can really do about that. Yeah, so the timing of jump to be after, like I said, by dash cancelling the orb, you just jump as soon as you can, and you jump to B before you hit the ground, and you're given the most time that you can. But you're right, it's just something you just have to get used to. So it is strange. A lot of Labrys combos are strange. Just practice. Unfortunately, there is nothing else I can say to you on that one. But yeah, that's that point. Second point, doing the Todd route with Fatal Counter Jump B. So we can't Todd off of Fatal Counter Jump B. Well, I mean, technically we can, but it requires you to basically react before you know it's going to hit. So it's not really a thing. You can get around 7k. But just learning combos and knowing what routes you have available to you is something we sort of mentioned in one of these points down here. You see making the most of your resources as one of the 2 points that I have. Sort of being aware of what's going to happen will really help you make those confirms. And as long as you know the combos that work with the resources you have, that's really the thing to be aware of. And then as long as you're comfortable, then you'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, you ended a lot of combos short, and there was a point that I mentioned last time of going straight into SB Guillotine when that isn't your best option available. So it's sort of understanding what routes you can have and not just autopiloting straight into that is probably the big thing for you. So knowing your OMB extensions, knowing your one more cancel extensions, knowing what you can do in yellow and red at specific points in the screen. So just go through the guide, make sure that you know all of the combos and why they would be used in any specific circumstance. That's probably what you need to look at doing. Because you're definitely getting there. There's a lot of new stuff that I saw, and you weren't doing lots of triple two-way like you were last time. That's a really big improvement that I saw. But yeah, it's just learning more stuff. You can't be expected to know it all at once while you're still starting out, but you're getting there for sure. So I wouldn't worry too much about this specific thing that you said here. Glad to hear that the guide is helping you. So, next point. Oki 2TB into 214A into opponents who rolled on Wake Up. Yes, so that is a very good point, and it was something that I noted before you said this. So when it comes to this, you can see the second point down there where it says winning the information war. So matches, especially in tournament, you have to really try and figure things out. And one of the better ways of figuring things out is to make sure that you're not going for some of the riskier options. And 214A, although it's nice to do a high, is very risky. And I don't know if you know this, but you can still do sweep, which is excellent payoff if they block high. And even if they roll, you still get to punish. So that's why you'll often see me go for sweep, especially near the start of a set, because it's sort of low risk, high reward. And it catches a lot of different options, including roll. Meaty 5A is useful, especially if you don't want to lose the corner. But it also means you're going to get DP'd a lot of the time and you're hitting mid. So sweep is probably the answer to that one. But also just trying to keep in mind, what has the opponent done so far in set? How are they feeling? Are they very jumpy? Are they trying to ignore you? So yeah, sort of doing sweep more makes sense, just in a risk-reward basis. So you're right that 214A was not the right choice in a lot of these circumstances, but I'm just trying to get towards how do you want to approach which option you choose in general. Because you can't be predictable, and if you have a good read on what your opponent is trying to do, then you can start to adjust from there, and that's when you can really be scary on Labris. If you force a mistake, you can get some good damage. So yeah, that's my point on that one. Landed a sweep. So sweep doesn't catch roll unless you late tech, but you can catch them on the other side. So sweep will catch, well, the way you punish with sweep if they roll is by 5Aing once they're on the other side. It's pretty tight, but it's doable. But yeah, that's that one. This point about grabbing on wake up, yes, I did see that. There's a couple of points to be made here. The first is you should never really be going for just grab on wake up. If you think a grab is coming, then up back grab, just because it'll take you out of the danger zone, and it is just a very good OS, and means you can't get throw baited quite as easily. You still can get throw baited and OS baited, but it is just in general a stronger reaction. As for why you were doing it, there are a lot of ways to force someone to try and throw, and the main one is to try and walk up into throw range. And that's something you can actually use quite a lot as Labris, because you're going to stay at range if you're not going for a throw or 2A. But just being aware of it, the fact that you've picked up on it is probably enough for you to think the next time you start seeing yourself do it. But the real improvement I would advise here is to go for up back grab instead of just straight throwing, because it's a lot safer. I mean, grab is 2 frames faster than throw, but unless someone is directly on top of you and you're trying to whiff punish something, then I wouldn't go for it. So a common whiff punish scenario is if you late teched. So late tech into throw can be an option, but just wake up into throw, probably not as much, because those 2 frames won't save you. But yeah, it is something important to think about as an option on Labris, because it is our fastest option by 2 frames. Noticed when opponents were confident enough anti-airing me but didn't adapt quickly enough. So adapting, again, sort of comes into that second point. Trying to adjust for what your opponent's doing. It's kind of difficult on Labris, because a lot of our good options require us to be in the air. A lot of our grounded stuff isn't slow or just isn't competitive based on what the game has. So I guess it comes down to what do you do against someone who is anti-airing properly, and we don't really have great anti-air baits. And yeah, Jumpy is just very good. It is instant air dash. Jumpy is one of our best options in neutral by far. There's a reason we use it. People complain and think that we're not thinking, but it comes down to risk reward again. Like, it's an excellent reward, not too high risk unless the opponent has a good 2B, and it just covers a lot of different options. So there's a reason we do it. The question is, you have to ask yourself, what do you do to deal with someone who is 2Bing you? Can you figure out a way to punish it? For example, you can run into instant air dash jump B range in 5C instead, or just sort of wait and do nothing if they have a very slow recovering 2B. and just run into them after that. But yeah, adapting in tournament, it's very hard because you only have one match to do it. It is important between sets to just take a sip of water and think to yourself, like, what have I seen? Is the opponent doing something specific? Is there a way I can adjust to it? Which is, I don't know if you were doing between sets, but just having that thought process or trying to initiate that in your mind is very important. You did pretty good at adjusting to some of the stuff though, like adjusting to the Liz. You did quite a good job. So I wouldn't count yourself out. Yeah, well that's something I'd recommend you do. If you can, just try and have a think to yourself, what do I need to do? What have I just seen? It is actually incredibly difficult, especially when in a high stakes tournament. Well, relatively high stakes, I guess. So it's not easy, but if you can, just take a step back. Even just get up from your chair, like I said, take a sip of water. Yeah, there are lots of list players. It's kind of funny in a way. But there we go. Yeah, you did a good job. I think I wouldn't worry about it all too much. In terms of adaptation, you'll get that over time. All right, next point is I missed. I didn't really like to burst early, but I've seen a lot. So this is really to do with understanding yourself and probably tournament nerves. So a lot of people in tournament, even myself, will DP a lot earlier, burst a lot earlier, and just sort of be a little bit rash with their decisions, especially until you get to the really top level where people are just used to tournaments. The only thing I can really say about that is it's nerves, even if you're not feeling it directly. It is 100% nerves. You don't want things to get out of control, especially on Labras, who's a momentum-based character. You just have to play more tournaments. Try and stay calm as much as you can. Stay hydrated, getting yourself in a good mental state. Tell yourself that you can win and you don't have to rush. And just take it from there. There's nothing really I can say without sort of digging into psychiatrists' areas, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, Mitsuru Fatal countering you, it depends where they are on the screen. It can be correct to burst almost instantly after that. We'll have a look when we get to that match. But yeah, so, and it also comes into that first point again, making the most of your resources. So burst is the most valuable resource for you as Labras. There are multiple things you can do. There are 3 types of bursts, and all of them can be correct. So something to think about for sure. Because yeah, it is difficult. And yeah, just feeling rushed is to be expected. So just keep playing. Try and keep focused where you can. And yeah, keep at it. I think you're getting there. So I need to get back to this. And the final point is didn't adapt to opponents' habits as fast as I wanted. So I think this one was especially visible against Just Decent, the Minazuki. Yeah, so he was air DPing a lot, and it's a difficult one to get used to because air DP is quite rare in this game. There are a couple, but Minazuki has one of the better ones, along with Sho. Aegis's one isn't as bad because it has so much recovery that no matter where you are on the screen, you can punish it with a full punish counter hit. Minazuki, as soon as he's touching the ground, isn't counter hit anymore. So even if you punish it perfectly, you just have to 5A. And yeah, it is rough. Minazuki is a tough matchup. There are a couple of things I will recommend to you, but I think you did a decent job of it. There are a couple of things you need to be aware of, and sort of just generally trying to understand what your opponent's trying to do and understanding what their character's about. I think you're playing Labras very well at this point. What you now need to do is start thinking about your opponent as well as your own character and thinking, why are they doing this? What are they going for? That's when you can start moving in and punishing what they're doing. it's tough to do, and you're basically playing both characters at once, but it's a strong technique, and as Labrys, it's pretty much necessary to really start beating people who, honestly, there are very few positive matchups for Labrys, arguably one and one alone. So everything else, you are effectively having to read quite a lot of times to get your wins. But yeah, other than that, I think you did pretty well. I think, yeah, you said to me your final point was, overall, I'm happy with how I did, but I got to stop autopiloting stuff. That's a fair assessment, and I think you should be happy with how you did. You did a very good job, as I said before. With regards to what we mean by autopiloting. So autopiloting is an interesting phrase because I see it thrown out a lot when people aren't happy with what they're doing. But it's important to remember that you're human, right? It's essential that not everything you do is a conscious choice, and not all of your finger movements are like, oh, I am definitely going to do this now. Things are moving too fast. You have to confirm pretty much with muscle memory or just being used to situations. And it's just about understanding where your focus needs to be, which as you get up in the levels, it's about reading the flow of the game and seeing what your opponent's trying to go for and starting to see is just how that sort of their frame of mind. Are they trying to DP me? Are they respecting me? Can I now go for my trickier mix up? And can I be more aggressive and neutral? Do I need to put more pressure on them? That sort of thing. So I wouldn't worry about autopilot being a part of how you play, because it always will be. What you need to do for that is make sure that in the longer sets when you're not in tournament, you're training that autopilot to do what you want. So for example, if you want to do better confirms, spend entire set sort of fishing for that confirm, and every time you get something that leads into it, make sure you're going for it, and spend like entire sets doing that. So for example, the next set you play, just do not ever throw without jumping. And that will train yourself to not do that bad throw and do the up back grab instead. And just focus on that for a couple sets. That's how you get your autopilot to be better. It's not, I mean, there's nothing really you can do about it. You have to autopilot some stuff. But yeah, I think you did pretty good. And what did you say? If it wasn't the ADP, it was the net play unblockable. So Minazuki AOA is one of the more reactable ones. On the same side, it isn't too slow. On cross-up side, it is incredibly slow. You absolutely have to block the cross-up. It's a bit hard to do in tournament, and in net play, I think even with 2 or 3 frames rollback, you should be fine. Like I said, it's one of the slowest when he crosses up. If you need to, don't block it and just DP it. You have to wait until he's on the other side though, and it's tough because sometimes you can't tell which side he's going to end up. But it is blockable. Unfortunately, AOA is something you have to consider to be blockable if you want to get on in this game. Some of the faster ones maybe not, and there are things you can do. Like if you want to OS by just jumping, then he won't hit you on either side. He does hit pretty high, but yeah, it's sometimes you have to ask yourself, is this actually net play unblockable or is it not? If you see it a lot and you don't know if you're going to block it, what I would suggest is go into training mode and set like all the 5 variations to different timings of AOA or not AOA, and just have it play randomly and just block and just do that for about 15 minutes. You'll soon get used to it, and that's one of the other ways you can train your autopilot, right? You'll visually understand what it looks like, and soon you'll be able to figure it out. Same even for teleport, like maybe do like three AOAs and 2 teleports, and just get used to either blocking or doing 2B, depending on which one comes out. Because I think that's another thing you didn't do. You didn't ever 2B his teleports, which is reactable. It's close, but it is reactable. But yeah, like I said, it's all small things, and I think you're definitely getting there. So yeah, we'll start watching the sets in a second. Just need a little drink of water. All right. But yeah, good job. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's something you can train yourself to do. Sometimes it feels like stuff's unblockable, but then you get used to it and it's second nature. Alright, so I am going to get rid of your notes. Yeah, and then, like I said, it's tough in tournament. But that's why I say just go into training mode. Train those reflexes. For Labris, you can 2B. The problem with Labris is 2B that it's so slow that sometimes you won't fatal counter. You'll still hit him, but you'll see it when you try it out. If you react fast enough, you should get the fatal counter, and it's quite a strong punish as well. Do reach out to me if you can't figure out the punish, but it's basically you get the full 2B punish combo with an axe level higher than you actually have. So in green axe, you can do the yellow axe confirm, which is quite nice. Alright, there go your notes, and I am going to mute Persona and put some music on for learning, if I can find it. Alright, so Persona goes bye-bye, and we are going to watch this first match, which is versus a Mitsuru, and I think he did quite well, so let's go. Alright, so some very nice neutral there, breaking the Persona. And yeah, solid stuff, so I can see that you're no longer 222-ing, which is very good. Why is this not here? Okay, let's have a look at that. So you got knocked down. Burst was a bit hasty, fair enough. SB Spike got super jumped. Okay, let's have a look at that burst. Let's just look at the situation. So you got a good hit. So you tried to mash on a 214A and got hit for it. It's close against Mitsuru because her 5'8 isn't great, but it's not your turn. If you think that's going to happen, you can sweep them, and they actually can't 5A you. They can 2A you instead, but yeah, fair enough. That was the throw and the burst. I think the burst is fair enough because Mitsuru was close enough to the corner that you would eat a full fatal combo. And that would put you in a bad position. And you got to use your resources. So the thing about having burst available is that you can't gain burst while you have burst available. So early bursting isn't awful if you think the match is going to go on for long enough. Mitsuru can't poison you. So honestly not a terrible thing. The throw, I would agree, probably was quite bad. Because Mitsurus don't often throw here. It's like a level 2, a layer 2 or a layer 3 thing. So yeah, not something I would recommend at this point. One sec. Yeah, especially versus Mitsuru. Like her whole thing is she can 5B you and fatal you. So the thing I would recommend is, yeah, and it would actually be quite good to just point out, like, if you are here. So at this point, like, up back grab puts you like here, right? And then Mitsuru is here and she's whiffing. So you can immediately just move forward, jump B, and get a counter hit, or just hit her. So up back grab is very strong because you retain your air options. You're at pretty much a good jump B height. And against Mitsuru, there's not much she can do to you. If she does hit you in the air, even with a meaty 5A, she doesn't get too much out of it, apart from with SBQ. So it's a nice option against her, and just in general. So if that is something you can try and train yourself to do not throw, up back throw if you absolutely have to. But here I'll probably just recommend blocking. Mitsuru doesn't have much in terms of pressure. Like it's all strike throw, and it's not even good strike throw. I don't rate normal Mitsuru that highly. Doing what she's going to do. She has instant overheads, but she has to spend meter to use it instantly as well, so she can't get any meter during the combo. So just down back, and if you really have to, up back grab. But yeah, you understood really, so not really too much else to say about that one. There's another throw, yeah. Okay, failed anti-air from Mitsuru. Overhead worked, it's a very early overhead. This, okay, so first I'll address your point. So yeah, Mits isn't that bad of a matchup for us. Yes, I agree. We have a lot of stuff to actually deal with her. S-Mits is a different story because she can just kill us off of anything. So the risk reward becomes a lot worse. So, well, not only is this Sea Orb, so it does nothing, but a very important point here. So when you spike someone, especially when you're near the corner, you need to get as close as you can, like to them before. So like you had a lot of time here. So if I go back a couple of frames, I think Ariadne's in the way. Yeah, Ariadne's in the way, but you had time, so like she just got hit by this. So you could have run a lot further forward. So you could have probably got to about here before charge 5 being. And if you did get to that point, what could you have done? Yep, corner combos. So you could have actually killed her off of that. You would have had to spend D Beast, but it would have been very close. And even if you didn't kill her, if you did a C Beast, you would have had a safe jump in the corner when she had about 1,500 health, if that. So yeah, I mean that's sort of the difference there. You absolutely have to maximize everything. So you need to be a little bit greedier when it comes to this sort of thing. Because you absolutely could have got a ton more. And yeah, wrong orb, but that happens. You understand that was the wrong orb. I don't mind orb there. But even if you're not going for orb, there are damage combos that don't even require corner that work a lot better than what you did. And I would look them up. I do have them in the guide as to exactly how much you can get. From the overhead, you can't get as much as from the sweep, but you can still get a lot, even without being directly in the corner. Mitsuru is a bit strange to combo on, but from this range it would work just fine. So for example, you can charge 5B into dash cancel, chain knuckle, jump A, you know, that whole stuff. Off of the overhead, you can't jump C at the end, but that's the only thing you can't do. So you can go into a re-jump with jump 2B as well. There's a lot you can do. So you missed a lot of damage here, is basically what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh yeah, and also, talking about comms. When it comes to comms, especially in tournaments like this, and I'm not discounting the commentators, they do a great job and keeping everyone entertained and keeping everything running. But these commentators are low level. They're not quite saying the right stuff, and I'll actually mention a few times later when they've called things wrong. Don't let it get to you. You know your character. You know what's possible. They're sort of there to keep things going. Unless there's someone very technical on stream, don't pay it any mind. Yeah, just keep focusing. Commentators rarely say stuff that's really useful for analysis or improving going forward. There are a couple, and maybe in some of the PFC monthlies you'll get people who might say something useful. But in the heat of tournament, don't really worry about it too much. Yeah, there was a lot of factual inaccuracies if you listen to the commentary. I have it muted here, almost for a reason. But yeah, basically don't worry about it. Okay, that's a very nice string. You got bursted, that's pretty good. 5D is a thing you just have to watch out for. Getting AOA'd is fine. So again, this, I mean, mid-screen gears is fine, especially when someone's that far. They can't really do much to you. And it's also Mitsuru. You can get a lot more from mid-screen in terms of gears. It's quite a strange combo. And also, so here you absolutely could have killed at least one way or another, if not just by using D-Beast, and I would probably recommend it at this point, because you are one hit away from death and you do not want to lose a round. The actual optimal confirm includes instant air dashing over them and air turning jump to B to knock them back into the corner you just came from, and then picking up with a jump A. It's a bit of a strange combo, but it is possible. Let's see, would you like to see it? If not, I'll just move on. And maybe I'll see myself if it actually works. Okay, cool. Let me go grab my stuff. And then probably proceed to fail it 5 times on stream. So, let's see. Can I actually do this? Let's see, training mode. I mean, you had yellow axe, but I think it's possible in green. And we are against the Mitsuru. Where's Mitsuru gone? But yeah, it's just like, there are small things that you'll learn over time. Oh, hey Pika. Nice to see you. So, let's see if I give myself some meter. And actually do it. So you can pick up from that. You can double jump B. It gets very tight, and it's something I saw you struggle with as well in tournament. And obviously, when I'm streaming. So that confirms into D-Beast. So that's something you can do if you gear someone mid-screen. I know that I told you about the corner versions last time, and I think you didn't manage it this tournament either. But I am aware that you're working on that, so that's fair enough. But yeah, there's also a mid-screen variant, I guess, which is important to know, even in Green X. And that's probably your best confirm. There's also a fun few things you can do as well. If your opponent isn't ready, you can grab people, which is funny. But yeah. So let's go back. Yeah, so you had a few options to kill, and you definitely should have. You had the resources, and I wouldn't risk not killing in this sort of scenario, because you're basically one touch away from death here. Alright, nice kill. Alright, good sweep. Sweep is a very nice round start. Very nice chain knuckle grab. Yeah, if you want to say something useful, Pika, you're more than welcome to. Alright, getting DP'd, that's fine. Actually, let's have a look. I think this is where the commentator said something silly. So let me see if I can turn them up.
the safe, but I've been surprised before.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, you are absolutely not dead. This is nowhere near killing. And as we saw...
Oh, you're so fucking dead.
Yeah. Yeah, so D-Beast, as opposed to popular belief, doesn't do that much damage. It does 2,160 damage in Red Axe, because at minimum, which is normally how it's going to hit. And as a Labrys player, you absolutely need to know how much that is and how much that looks like. Because, yeah, putting yourself in a scenario where you don't kill is pretty bad, and that was pretty much nowhere near killing. And yeah, there are actually multiple other supers that do way more than that in terms of minimum damage. For example, Liz Ghastly Whale. Hasutobi, when you do all hits, I think does 2,400 minimum damage. So like this got nerfed pretty heavily between 1.1 and 2.5. Everyone else, for some reason, doesn't seem to believe that. But you as a Labrys player absolutely need to know it. So yeah, be aware. If it's not going to kill, you might just want to knock down, because the next hit, I mean, 2 hits are 2 hits regardless, and you may as well get a knockdown. So yeah, it's a thing. Don't worry about the commentators, they will most likely call it wrong. But yeah, I will mute the YouTube video again. And actually, yeah, just look at the corner. Oh, that is not where I wanted to go. Let's go back to round 2 again. So yeah, very nice cross up. Yeah, so that yeah, so looking at this route, there isn't much you can do here. This is a pretty nasty scenario. So there are corner routes, which include just doing 2B. In Red Axe, you get a little bit more leniency. You can jump 2B slightly later if you're not in the corner, and then jump up to make sure that you keep the corner. It's a bit strange. And yeah, you definitely could have done more from that Fatal as well. So you can sort of just wait for them to... If you Fatal counter someone, you can sort of wait for them to fall and then 5A them. And do full confirms. And you don't have to do something like this. And also, very important note here that actually comes up quite a bit. So yeah, counter hit jump Bs, including fatal counter hit jump Bs, there are ways you need to confirm them. And I would never really recommend just straight jump B again. Just because outside of Red Axe, you might be too slow. And even inside of Red Axe, you probably want a 5A into a full fatal counter confirm. So I don't know if you have a favorite fatal counter route, but the ones that I use and the one that I put in the guide, you can do from pretty much anything. So from here, you would just wait for her to be low, then 5A, 2B, jump directly upwards, jump 2B into a 5D, and then continue from there. She is close to getting a burst back, so maybe you need to be faster. But even so, here you did a single jump B, and then went straight into jump C. Like, you had another jump B in you, which probably could have made the difference. And even then, if you're going to confirm with a jump normal, I would normally recommend doing jump A into jump B, and then jump cancel jump B again. And just always doing that, pretty much no matter what happens, unless they're really higher than super jump into a jump A, jump B. But, yeah. Something I would recommend is making the most out of your options, because you basically didn't use your jump cancel here. And being aware that that's a thing you can do. Alright. Yeah, the DP, let's have a look at that DP. Yeah, pretty much, it's not a safe jump. So if you're a different character, I think this DP would be fine. But you're not, you're playing Labrys, in which case, yeah, someone's coming at you with an air normal. You're probably not going to be able to DP them in time. You didn't get fully punished though. Okay, so that burst was early. You probably should have waited. You weren't in danger of dying to any sleepers or anything, so just wait to get awakening there. But otherwise, not a bad burst. I wouldn't mind bursting if you waited until awakening. Very bad burst from your opponent. So, I mean, you're being a little bit, you're sort of pulling the trigger on ending your pressure a little bit early. I think you can either try a few other staggers or go into 5C or chain knuckle a bit more than you're currently doing. You're being a bit rash going straight into 214A, which is basically 2 mids at this point, unless you have meter to threaten doing something. Yeah, I think probably try a few more things than you're actually doing at the moment. Should something happen here? Yeah, just got hit. Alright, very good. Gears, and it happened to kill, which is nice. Yeah, I think, like I said before, probably just nerves. Yeah, you took the first match, very nice. Alright, next match. Not sure what your opponent was doing. Alright, grab got teched, got 2 bead. Happens. That roll was very risky. There's not much that beats. But you got away with it. Again, going straight into 214A. This was a good fatal confirm. You did a yellow X combo in green, which is nice. There are better combos you can do in green that take them all the way to the corner and for slightly more damage. Do look at the guide for that one. I don't know if you know what that combo is. Okay. So here is something that I talked about last time. You did SB Guillotine without knowing it was going to hit. So you spent 25 meter, you're now on meter cooldown, and you have nothing to show for it. I don't really agree with that as an option, and you do it a few times. But yeah, just look up the Fatal Confirm in the guide, it's there. For Chain Knuckle. Yeah, SB Guillotine in pressure, it's not something I would ever recommend. You don't ever get anything from it in any of these sets. It's not really a mix-up because you can only really do a mid special afterwards because Guillotine's going to be too close anyway. And yeah, even if you did manage to confirm it perfectly, it's an awful starter. Like, it's an awful move just in general. We're forced to use it because we were playing Labras and it's our main combo tool to extend things. But it has so much variation, it doesn't do that much damage. It's basically not a mix. Yeah, if you can get rid of that as a habit, I would recommend it. Like, if you're, like, the thing you do after it here is Chain Knuckle, which on hit of the SB, or on SB Guillotine doesn't even hit. And if you wanted to Chain Knuckle, just Chain Knuckle. Like, I'm pretty sure that you could make gaps with SB Guillotine anyway. So if you want to go into Chain Knuckle, just go into Chain Knuckle. Don't bother going to SB Guillotine. You'll be in a much better position. It feels like you're always trying to go into a guillotine. Autopiloting, yeah, I think pointing it out and making a concerted effort to not do it is the only way of getting over that. So, like, for the next couple of sets, like, have a list of things you don't want to do, like raw grabbing or SB guillotine in pressure. Like, even if you do it 1 or 2 times, as long as you mentally tell yourself, no, I don't want to do that, that's going to help you. So just sort of having that available and telling yourself in those next few sets, I am not going to do that, you'll start to see improvements. Okay, that's fine. Your opponent did a pretty bad burst. This is some pretty nice neutral, going back and forth. Nice mash. You probably could have killed there if you wanted to. And I would always recommend taking rounds if you can. That was just a very slow on the second jump B, which is fine. Staying above Mitsuru is dangerous. That's just something you have to be aware of. Alright, nice low. Hey Puffington. Hello. Okay, let's just have a look at what you got fataled by. Yeah, so that is the answer to round start sweep. Sometimes you have to try it. So I'm not going to say much about that one. And yeah, you're not triple 2Aing more, which is a big improvement. You're getting a lot more from your 2Os. Alright, good punish on that. Was that intentional? And is that the route you normally use after a chain knuckle? What happened there, Azu? Because you just should have let her into the air. You had a knockdown and you gave it away. Ah, Sington. Nice. But yeah, I mean, the long and short of what I'm about to say, Azu, is go look at the guide, go look at the SB combo, learn that. Because, like I said, SB Guillotine is awful. You're basically forced into one or two very short combos. So go to the guide, go to the 25 SP routing section and look at the mid-screen combo. Do that. You'll get a lot more damage, a lot more axe gauge, and actually get a knockdown with a projectile. So go learn that combo, and you'll get a lot more. Not much to say here. Again, sort of raw grab, but not the worst thing in the world. Actually, was it the worst thing in the world? No, I could see that one. But again, up back grab is better. Grab actually worked this time. Some nice options there. Up back jump D is a very nice corner option. Let's have a look at you doing this. So this is the corner combo. You didn't... Yeah, so you sort of did everything slightly too early. And you didn't run into the corner, so you were slightly too far. So... yeah, do the dash cancel on the orb. It'll help you time things, it'll help you position. Just do it. There's a reason I updated the guide the other week to include that dash cancel. Because it is just so good, and I always do it now. So just do it. It'll help you a lot. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, either look at the guide or ask me. Alright, got panicked, that's fair enough. Actually doing some good backdashes with panic. I don't know if that's on purpose. Yeah, a full screen, there's no reason to block high against Mitsuru. Either be in the air or be blocking low. So here you did 5 AA, which is good. You are in yellow, so you probably should have done the 5 AAA route into something else. Doing this for a projectile setup isn't bad, but then you did 214B, which I don't know. I don't think there's any justification for this apart from panic or nerves. So yeah, I would suggest either doing projectile here or doing a better route. So on Fatal Counter, we do actually have a better route than that, even if you do go into 5 AAA. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's basically you can delay the jump to B for a very long time, and 5D from that into charge 5B into chain knuckle follow-ups. So on Fatal Cancer, even if you don't confirm properly in time, you can still do quite a few things. So try and learn them if you haven't seen them already. I can probably do a quick demo if you wanted, but it's pretty simple. Yeah, so the non-fatal version of that combo is extremely hard, but the fatal version of that combo isn't hard. So you should be able to do that one. Give it a look, at least try it in training mode afterwards. It is very lenient, much more lenient than you would expect. So give it a try. I think you can do it. What was I going to say? Ah, yes. So here, the match is probably over. I think with Red Axe, you're doing a lot of damage here. From like optimal confirms. So again, SB guillotine here isn't correct. Pretty much no matter what. It doesn't give you anything. You've already started with a 2A, and now you've just ruined the proration even more. You're not going to get any damage, you're not going to get any good combos. So either just knock down or go for a proper combo. I don't know if you know this, but you can do the chain knuckle grounded combo in Red Axe even from a 2A. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to get the game out and show you a couple of these things. So let's get the game out again. And let's open it up for me. So yeah, in Red Axe from 2A. Yeah, so the thing about 2A, if you do a single one, combo isn't necessarily over, especially if you have OMB on your side. So I'm going to go into... what am I going to do? Yeah, that's all fine. 5... So first things first, you can do that in Red Axe, which is pretty nice. It's not the most damage in the world, but hey, it's much better than 500 more damage, and you can do a lot more from it. But let's see how much I can do. One sec. So yeah, you're doing over 7k there, at least. I'm pretty sure I could do a jump to B extension if I wanted to. But that pretty much tells you what you need to do. At least. So you probably could have killed from that. In fact, yeah, let's try it. Why not? Oh, messed that up. I am very sound-based, and I'm currently doing this without sound. So I might mess up a bit more than usual, because I can't hear anything. There you go, 7.5. Yeah, you weren't thinking about combos like that, but you absolutely should be, especially if your opponent has no burst. There's nothing they can do to you. If you have Red Axe and one more burst, and your opponent doesn't have burst, the game is pretty much over. As long as you touch them, you basically become a shadow at that point. That's kind of the strength of Labras. If you are ahead, you can really take that and just win the game. That's kind of thing. You're rewarded for winning as Labras, which isn't a great thing to be rewarded for. Like, other characters get rewarded for pretty much existing. So but you definitely need to use it. And that's kind of one of my main points on the stream is sort of making the most of your resources. And that's kind of a big thing. You have to be aware of what you can do. As soon as you see your opponent burst and they don't have that available to them, your one more burst is now worth an entire round, pretty much. So understanding that, practicing those combos and executing them in long sets where you think, even if you're not sure you're going to kill, it'll tell you exactly how much you can do. And you'd be surprised. Like I said, that was from a 2A. You're doing 7.5k. So it's good. Be aware of it. Yeah. And I suppose I should elaborate a bit more on these 2 points I put on the screen, right? So making the most of your resources. The first thing is you need to recognize the conditions for your confirms. So here, opponent doesn't have burst, you have red axe. That is the win condition. So you absolutely could have won there. And also not spending resources for no payout. So like I said, this SB Guillotine, I doubt it goes into anything apart from the usual axe gain combos, but you're at red axe already, so what are you even going to do? Let's have a look at what you're going to do. Knockdown, okay, that's not the worst thing in the world, but like I said, game could have been over. And you didn't really do much apart from use up your resources, so you now don't have beast available for quite a while. Okay, and you can kill here. No need to get fancy. You probably could have just done auto combo into one more burst. And you should probably kill as fast as you can. And get used to killing as fast as you can, because people get their burst back before you know it. But yeah, otherwise good win. And yeah, sort of understanding when to burst and being aware of both players' burst gauge, really important. And yeah, I suppose just to point on that second point down there, winning the information war, what am I talking about there? So one of those points is there's lots of public information on the screen that people often don't think about, including your burst, their burst, how much meter both characters have, what is your current axe gauge. A lot of other characters have public information like Aegis. Aegis has her gear meter, you can often tell what she's going to do based on that, or even the risk reward changes based on that. Dog health can change things. Just sort of being aware of all of that information and trying to make the best use of it, because the rest of it, sort of, once you get good enough, will become muscle memory. And then you get to make decisions based on that information, and that's really when you're going to get strong. So that's pretty important. Other information which is a little bit more fleeting but is still important is screen positioning and movement, seeing how someone's moving, seeing how they recover, and where they're choosing to put themselves. And sort of just using the information and how they act to inform future decisions as well. That's something that'll show up later on, like I said, in the just decent matches. And just sort of scouting with some of your safer options as well. You did try a lot of your risky options straight away, which worked out for you here, because your opponent wasn't blocking high, but as you saw later on, it got you hit, and ultimately got you killed. But yeah, those are my points. So we shall move on to your next set, which was versus Liz. And hopefully move a little bit faster. Alright, what was the timestamp for that? 102. And yet you have to lab more. You are playing Labrys, you have to lab, unfortunately. You can't freestyle like most other characters. Okay, let's have a look at your round start, that's fine. Chain Knuckle I wouldn't recommend too much against Liz. There's very little it works on. You will clash with Thanatos most of the time and even get hit. There's very little it beats against Liz. The only thing I would really recommend is as a charge 2C read. You can hit her and fatal counter her for that, but not that early on in a match. Rolling is also risky. Not much to say here. Okay, very nice. Good hit. So when it comes to cross-ups, especially after a throw or something, you're very often doing a single jump over, and there are better ways of crossing people up, especially on Labras. It's a universal thing. I will get Persona back up just to show you. So, something you can do, if you didn't know, is basically a right-left on Labras. If your opponent techs immediately, not that. That's not a safe jump. It's very almost a safe jump, and it is a safe jump against very slow DPs. But if you just delay it very slightly, you cross up. Even if your opponent's standing. Where is practice dummy? So yeah, this one you don't even need to do the jump 8 cross up for. Just delay it very slightly and it'll cross up. Which is quite nice. And if you want to go same side, just do it immediately. Or with a slight delay as well. This is a very nice cross up. It does require someone to tech immediately. If they don't tech immediately, you just get a meaty for when they do wake up. But it's nice. But yeah, I mean, like, if you know about the jump A stuff, it's just better. It is tough to do. I struggle to do it on the right hand side. If you want, you can do it from a jump cancel as well, which is probably the easier way of doing it and gives you a meaty as well. Let's see if I can do it on this side. Yeah, I struggle to do it on the right. Especially when I'm streaming and leaning over and not... There it is. So maybe give it a practice. It's all about sort of... If you do it slowly, it's jump right and then dash over. It's basically instant air dash with one extra movement. Something worth practicing when you're just messing about in training mode. But it is tricky. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to do it, especially from grab. You do have to dash cancel if you do make it over. Not dash cancel, just micro dash pretty much. There it is. So yeah, that's the option. Do practice them. You'll need to use them as you get better, because people will start blocking those. Have I just lost the match? Yes, I have. Okay, let's go watch that again. It's 102, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Very early burst on the Liz, but Liz players can get away with that, and they also have 100 meter, so kind of fair enough. Wait, why do they have 100 meter? What happened here? Oh, they're just playing Liz. that's what happened here. They have been rewarded for dying. Alright, good disrespect on the slow options. Again, sort of not really doing anything in pressure. Not a bad AOA though. Slow cross-up was never really going to hit anyone. And also, the risk reward on that sweep was a bit nasty. That was very hairy. So, first note is this. You had no way to confirm this. And technically you're -6. I don't think Liz can do anything about that. But, well, she can throw you, but... Yeah, not something you want to be doing. Because, like, even if it hits, what have you got? You've got a kind of bad knockdown. Again, here you could have done a better confirm. This is a fatal counter 5A. And if you get someone this high up, I wouldn't recommend doing the second jump BB here. Because you get so close to dropping. Like, this normally drops on most people. You were saved by the fact that that was a fatal. So either Yeah, so either jump to be there on the second jump cancel, or just don't do the jump BB. Safe jump doesn't work on Liz, so let's just talk about that quickly. Yes, there is technically an OS that means that you can safe jump Liz. If you safe jump Liz and then input a backdash at the point where you would normally be in hit stop because you forced her to block a jump B. If she does DP you, you'll backdash and get away from the DP. And if she doesn't, the backdash just won't come out. You can try it. I would say it's usually not worth it because Liz will usually respect your safe jump anyway. It's a thing to be aware of if you want to try it out. And you end up facing a lot of Liz's or a Liz who likes to DP a lot. So you can still safe jump her. It just requires a little bit more effort from you. And it's quite hard to do, but it's doable. Again, sort of doing nothing on pressure. You have some nice strings that you tried out, but a lot of the time you're sort of going for the bottom of the barrel stuff. That triple 2A, even on Fatal Counter, I don't think was going to achieve much. And here, I would also recommend jump A into jump B. And then that makes the second jump B a lot better and easier to do. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. You have a couple, especially if she's not an awakening, you have a little bit of time to think about it. And if it's a 2A, especially a triple 2A, even Liz can't get the most out of that. In the corner, she's probably getting above 4k. I know an awakening, but without either of those things, you are probably fine. And then Liz does her thing. Very balanced character. Dropped it. So yeah, in mid-screen, you don't get to auto-combo. Auto-combo drops very quickly for Labris. In that situation, you need to 2B into the air combo. Otherwise, everything drops. So be aware that you cannot auto-combo after Gears as Labris. Which sucks, like, other characters get so much into their auto-combo and we just can't. Yeah, I mean, Gears was the right option, it worked. Sorry, you get to hear me drink. Yeah, I mean, the Gears was fine, just, yeah, the confirm. Figure out what to do. Yeah, the devs hate us. I think the devs are just afraid of Labris, of what Labris could do if she was actually good, which is fair enough. Decent confirm there. Again, I would have recommended super jump, jump A, jump B. Unfortunate that didn't work. That was a very, very nice bait on the gold burst, and normally Spike hits there. I think the timing was just very slightly off. But yeah, nice match. Commentators goofing off. Right, some nice neutral options. Spike is very nice. You've got anti-ed, it happens. They haven't shown good anti-ed so far, so fair enough that you're still using jump B. Very nice movement around 5C. I can tell that you have played a lot of Liz players, because not many people will get over that cleanly. So dash cancel on 5C is not safe, so you can 5A for that. Yeah, the commentators weren't paying attention. It's unfortunate. But then again, I don't know if it's that bad. Yeah, you again didn't do the mid-screen SB combo. I'm not sure if you don't know it or you're messing up, but it feels like you're not quite sure of what it is. So please go learn it. And then you got Liz. Yeah, the thing with Liz is if she whiffs something, don't assume it's your turn. It's probably not. Would you have killed if you didn't drop? You could have killed if you'd wanted to. The combo wasn't SB guillotine though. I mean, first things first, it takes you by 50. So it would have been a guillotine into a burst combo. But yeah. And you would have had to use your burst, but just learning those OMB extensions will do you a lot of good. Then you die, because Liz... Yes, let me drop my combo into meeting you somehow in the same move. Classic Liz things. Okay, yeah, so you're now getting 2 bead, so you need to be a little bit more careful with your jump beads. That's fair enough. Instead of rolling when move's already done, you can tell you were panicking a bit, which happens. You probably could have got a bit more from that as well. You can tell you were a bit rushed. So just keep playing tournaments, keep playing sets. You'll get there. This is an interesting option. If you're going to do something like this, you had the meter for SB. It does about 1.5 times the amount of damage. Just do SB. It's basically the same speed as B. If the counter goes off. Because now you're just left with a full health, full awakening health Liz. Okay, not bad. Nice cross up. If you're going to jump at Thanatos, kill Thanatos. And then you got AoE'd, it happens. I mean, you can meme once or twice. And like I said, even if you are memeing, go for the better meme, right? SB Brutal Impact. You had it. It might have even killed. I mean, I've Brutal Impacted in a PFC before, so it's not... If you want to go for it, go for it. In a monthly, sorry. Alright, last one. Right, 5C is a nice option against Liz, as long as she's not going to 5C as well. Alright, up back tends to be better to deal with command grab, because then you can actually break the persona. I mean, SB Brutal Impact isn't the worst one in the game, because that's B Brutal Impact, which is the one you did. When you had the choice. Okay, so yeah, you didn't dash cancel again. You got that right, but you just didn't charge 5B, which happens. Just practice that in training mode until you don't drop it. It's something you should be guessing with about 98% accuracy. It's not the hardest combo. And then you got Liz. Nice sweep. Nice tech on the DP. Then you went high again, risky, but it worked. Again, you need to learn exactly what you can do here, because you could have killed. Not even with D-Beast. So, if you didn't know, okay, let's show you, because this is important. Right. Let's go get Persona out again. So here, what we need to do is put him in the corner. That is your full combo. It does quite a lot of good damage, and it works from pretty much... I mean, you didn't have to use burst, is my point. You could have added a lot more damage by doing 5B sweep. Let me show you that it works even here. Oh. If I have the ability to do it. In green X, you're probably going to want to do this, just because it's going to be tight. But in yellow and above, you can do the full thing. I can't hear. I'll normally use the sound cue to tell when 5D is over. So yeah, and also, even if you do have to spend D-Beast, just do it against Liz. You cannot leave her alive. It is absolutely crucial that you do not leave an Awakening Liz alive, if you ever get the chance. So yeah, alright. But yeah, that's the full combo. It's in the guide. You need to do all the moves that you can, especially 5B and Sweep, because they're both axe moves that do a lot of damage. Anyway, let us continue. Yeah, because now you ended up spending your burst anyway, right? You probably didn't need to, but yeah. Yeah, so being scared of moves dropping is understandable, but you absolutely have to get over that. There are ways to stabilize things, and I personally find adding the 5B sweep actually makes things more stable than just straight 5DD against a lot of characters. What did you die to there? I wasn't paying attention. You got thrown. It happens. And then, yeah, failed gears. I am aware of that one. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times, don't worry. Don't rush your inputs. Especially if it's after a tech, you have plenty of time. Alright, so on to the next set, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, there's actually a set here that I didn't analyze. That's interesting. I must have skipped one. The next one is Teddy. We will watch it together because I have not seen this one. Let's see if there's anything to say. 135. Oh, nice, Teddy is dead. What did you do here? So the first item is pretty much always going to be the... Oh, no it isn't, never mind. Both of... Oh, that's a very early burst from Wallbats. Okay, interesting. Not the worst confirmed from that. Again, going for SB. I'm pretty sure there's something better you could have done there, including corner combos. SB Guillotine is not your savior. It is not your friend. Use it when you have to. Do not use it otherwise. Otherwise, nice round though. If your opponent continues to jump at you, you need to 2B them. That's something we talked about last time. Nothing really to say here. Nice movement. Again, nothing. You just did basically a load of mids. And now you have no meter. Again, not sure what that burst I probably would say isn't great. Okay. You got lucky that he did not punish that gears. It's always nice to see people having rivals. Wait, this was a fatal counter. Why was this a fatal counter? TVs? So do you know why this dropped? Important question. Do you want me to play it again for you? I can if you like. Yep, so yeah, it doesn't work on Teddy, correct. Yeah, you have to 2-0. It sucks, but it's Teddy, so you have to do Teddy stuff. Yeah, I think you might have done it the last round too. It's just, yeah, keeping consistent with the stuff that you know. But yeah, even on Fatal it doesn't work. It just sucks. Very nice patience. You got him with the orb. That's unfortunate, and I appreciate you were going for a Fatal route there. Lucky that DP worked. Teddy 2B actually decent. You don't have to be scared of the persona when it's throwing items, you can just break it. Nice gold burst. Are you going to do anything with it? You spent a lot of meter. That's not what I wanted. That's Persona's audio. Let's see, could you have done something better here? So, again, you went into SB Guillotine, which pretty much screwed you. If you didn't, you could have done a one more cancel combo, which I think would have got you to Red Axe and possibly could have killed. So, you need to get off the SB Guillotine. It is not doing you favors. Although this isn't a terrible scenario. Okay, nice confirm. Probably didn't need to go that fancy, but it worked. I'm sure it's a wonderful relationship as it. But yeah, nice win. Pretty quick too. So round start 5D is probably a bit ambitious. These throws. Okay, nice overhead on the throw. I like that. And Teddy putting you in Awakening, very kind of him. That throw was a bit more questionable. Yeah, I feel like you knew what you wanted to do there, but it didn't work. Okay, nice. Good confirm. It was enough, so I'm not going to complain that it wasn't the optimal route. So there are lots of options to answer some of these items. For example, Firecracker, you can jump D and it'll break it, but it's tough to do. I guess that's the thing. You want your autopilot to be able to do those combos for you. And if it isn't, you need to practice. Again, bursting when you're not really getting hit that hard. I appreciate you're in Red Axe, but probably wasn't necessary. Alright, got away with it. And didn't do the full confirm here, which meant that you didn't close out the game. So you need to do the full confirms. If you can't, find a way to do it. Or practice until you can. It cost you that round. Like, there's no clearer indication of you absolutely need to do the full confirms. As much as I appreciate they're difficult, the only way you will ever learn how to do them in match is to do them in match. Only practiced it in Red Axe, fair enough. Practice it in green. You can do it. There are easy versions as well. Like if you want to do a halfway house version, you can. It's not the worst thing. I think they're mentioned in the guide as well. All right, we got spectator bugged. So technically there's one route for every axe level, it's just in green it's very tight, so there are easier routes you can do. Alright, not an awful burst, you're in Awakening with full Awakening health. Are you going to SB Guillotine? You are. Again, you have achieved nothing apart from draining your own own SP. So don't do it. I think this is the one where the game gets cut off, and we're just told that you win, and I have no idea how you win. Yeah, I have no idea how you won that, but apparently you won. Congratulations. It's a mystery. But yeah, was a bit of a scramble that set. There's not really much to say. It appears you two know each other. But yeah, you did it. Congratulations. Alright, on to set 4, which is the one versus Sayori. Which is at 207. Alright, lab mirrors. Always fun. And by fun, I mean torture. Can't believe you won? Well, you did it. Yeah, so Irias knows and probably saw what you were doing. So if you fight a mirror, be aware that they're going to be aware of your own tricks. But yeah, Labras also can't 2B very well, so fair enough. You got bursted. Very nice evasion on the spike. Not the full confirm, but a decent one. You sort of did a weird jump B that wouldn't do anything. If you're going to go for the safe jump, then go for the safe jump by doing instant air dash jump B. And okay, DP takes it. That's fine. You now have Red Axe, so you can threaten a lot. Yeah, that you need to confirm properly. I will quickly show you what that looks like, because I think it's important. So counter hit jump B mid-screen. At least the version that I do. That. And I need you to be jumping. And I need this to be a counter hit. That sort of thing. That'll give you 4K and full, basically everything you want. You're one hit away from winning at that point. But yeah, the point is just wait for them to sort of run forward and then wait for them to get low. If you get close enough to the corner, you can do something like that. But it gets a bit hairy if you go for the full. I think this is too high. No. But you can do stuff like this if you want. There's a few things you can do, but that's basically how you start. You just wait for them to drop, and then 5A, and then jump directly upwards. Can be a bit tricky on the timing. There it is. Yeah, that was a bit late. Yeah, doing stuff without sound. I never realized how much I actually rely on it. That's too high. That's too high. So you have to wait quite a while for them to get low enough. Yeah, I rely on sound way too much for this to work. Anyway, that's about how you go. I normally use the chain knuckle route anyway. That one was too low. Yeah, I'm not doing this without sound, but you saw it once. No, too much. No. Okay, now I have to do it. Now I am angry. There we go. So yeah, that meterless 7.5K if you want it. Yeah, why do I even have the sound off? I can just do this. And now I get it wrong with sound. Wonderful. And then I mess up the D-Beast, but you see where it goes. Yeah. Let's put that back off. But anyway, you see how much you can get, and if you're practiced and you're not in the middle of a streaming setup, you can do it. Let's put that away. It's all possible, and when you're in the groove, you'll get it just fine. But yeah, that's how you confirm that. But again, it's in the guide. Let's have a look at why you got DP'd. Try to go for guillotine. So the thing is, to deal with Labrys DP, what you need to do is stay in normals, so you can special cancel into DP if you start seeing DP happening. So this is very specific. If you see a Labrys charging, if they don't have meter, you can just charge back, and there's nothing you can do. You'll always win that engagement. The real way of answering this is wait until you see... yeah, it's very specific, and a lot of people don't know the answer to this. It's specifically wait until you see the unblockable, then roll. Because then there's absolutely nothing they can do. And if you try anything else, for example, if you try and roll or jump early, they can release it early and you might get hit. So just wait for the unblockable to appear, then roll. And because they have to release it after that as well. And if you know the timing, you can just roll at the right timing anyway. Okay. Irayas is trying to cross you up, but failing. You might have been able to kill more than one more burst into a D-Beast there. You should know better than everyone that if you're on the backside of gears, you cannot attack into it. So don't. Just wait a little bit and then punish. Nice cross up. Good win. Yeah, I mean, it's probably my least played matchup as well, to be honest. Like, there are things that I know I should be able to react to that I can't. So, take some time in training mode if you haven't already. But don't worry about it too much, there aren't many Labyrinth players. And I know none of us enjoy playing the mirror. I did see Kyo pinging recently though. Might be some fun matches if you find him. Alright, is... No. Okay, nice, you beat the unblockable setup. Good job. Although that unblockable setup seemed pretty bad if it lost to 2A. Alright, nice neutral. Outplayed him. Although, again, you need to go for sweep more often, or 5A. You can't overhead every time. Was that a fuzzy? It was, he did the fuzzy. Very nice. I didn't even notice that the first time. And this is the full combo? Yep. Yeah. You can't really unblockable someone. You can't knowledge check someone who knows your character that well. Alright, not terrible. Yeah, you got counter hit 2B, but he was close to the corner, so it messed up. I don't even know what that route is. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit too risky. But you got away with it. Again, that's too far from the corner. Yeah, the fuzzy's hard to block regardless, even if you know it's coming. And that's very weird, like having to... the gap there being long enough for you to be on the ground, so you do actually have to block the high-low, even though you're in the air. I appreciate not blocking that one correctly. Alright. Nice on the throw on Chain Knuckle, that's a very nice option. You are technically plus there. Well, maybe you're 0 if he instant blocks it, but yeah, that should be your turn if you time it correctly. That grab absolutely should have been an up back grab, and you would have hit him for it, so yeah. Up back grab, do it. Got DP'd, fine, it happens. There we go, picked up with jump A, and then didn't do the rest of the combo. But correct pickup. Again, SB Guillotine, it even hit. I don't even know why it hit. But you did chain. So I'm not sure what you're trying to go for, but it's not working. Stop. It basically never works. Nice block on the high. You could have got more from that one. and probably got enough meters to one more cancel into a second part of combo. You didn't think they were going to get hit. I mean, fair enough, but even so, if you wanted to chain knuckle, just chain knuckle. And again, if you're going to go for cross-ups, confirm off of them. You have to press 5A there anyway. I mean, yeah, if you're in a toxic relationship, just end it. There's no point. Relationship with SB Guillotine ended. Chain Knuckle is my new best friend. Do it. Okay, nice confirm. 5A went the wrong way, but you got lucky. Again, lots of nothing. But again, I'm not sure why they're getting hit. Alright. Sort of lots of confusing defensive options on the other side there that got you through. But not too bad. Maintained your red axe pretty well. Spent your meter. Yeah, okay, we're moving on to the final set now, which is at 216. Yeah, sometimes both players are confused, that happens. Which I think is here. Alright, this is a tough one. Let's see what happened. Okay, not terrible options. You can see the jump DPs have already started. And it is hard to punish that. I appreciate it's very low recovery and he moves away from you if you're on the other side. Okay, so if you're in the corner, this happened to you a few times. If you're in the corner, they have to travel slightly further before they go on the ground, so you have to spend slightly longer before you instant air dash. Otherwise, the safe jump doesn't work. So just be aware of that. You have to wait very slightly longer if you DP someone if you're in the corner. Again, sort of lots of mids in your pressure. So there's not really much to be scared of. You need to go for more stuff. Okay, nice. Forced to burst, I appreciate that. And there's the air DP again. Well, the real answer is you shouldn't have whiffed your air normal if you're going up to him. Like, either super jump up to him or do something else. And then you absolutely should have died here, but you didn't. And yeah, you should have seen that one coming. At this point, he should have seen every one of these coming, because he did it every single time. So yeah, it happens. But and especially if someone keeps jumping away from you, you really need to start forcing the issue. Happened again, which includes moving much faster and just air dashing instant air dash jump B towards them. If you're not within range, dash first. You got away with a light punish on DP. Alright, chain knuckle didn't work, but you didn't take the corner from him. Like, even on block, I think this is something I said to you last time. Even on block, this is your corner now. Go over him and take the corner back. Because it's yours. There's no point staying in corner. He puts himself in corner though. But yeah, if he's super jumping and doing all of these options, you need to start chasing him down like that. That was good. But you need to keep doing it. There we go. Did he do it? Okay, did the dash cancel. Nice, did the combo. You didn't have to run up quite that much, but that's fine. I would have gone for a knockdown because you couldn't kill. Commentators, please. This is actually a good match. Nice. Good spike. Yeah, good job. So you clearly can do the combo and you know how to do it. It was just nerves, it looks like. We are getting spectator bugged, but it happens. All right, so he's basically double jumping away from you again, and you're backing off. At this point, you need to have wised up and just start moving at him. And yeah, the AOAs are technically reactable, and you need to just get used to it. Okay, good. You did the instant air jump. Instant air dash jump B. Baiting a DP, fair enough. It's going to DP you again. Luckily it whiffed. You didn't even punish though. Yeah, I can see you're a bit frazzled at this point, which is understandable. Yeah, it is very confusing. I've not seen this person around, but yeah, they played decently. I mean, this is very standard pocket Minazuki that they're playing. So it's something you will have to get used to if you want to continue to progress in tournaments. I'm not sure why they did that. Or what exactly happened, because they're covering the score. Did you win that match? Oh, you did win. Oh, congratulations. I wish we saw how you won it, because then I could have told you well done, but we continue. Alright, good break on the persona. Didn't react to the teleport. The throw somehow working. You're gonna get DP'd? Okay. It whiffed. AOA'd happens. Yeah, so jump 2D into teleport is extremely common. You have to expect that. And just every time you get jump 2D'd, just be ready for a teleport. It's so common, especially among less experienced Minazukis. And you're getting DP'd all over the place. It's what it is. If you can see it in the middle of the moment and start blocking, you can get rewarded, but yeah. Teleport again. You can see if he's jumping back, he's obviously not trying to attack you. So you've got to think, what is he going to do? It's either going to be jump 2D or a teleport. And both of those options sort of just lose to down backing. Ah, I see. If if you're more used to show, I can understand that. But this is a matchup you should unfortunately know. Okay, he got hit by the backwards gears, but yeah, he got killed by going for the overhead again. So that's 1-1. But yeah, there are times in Persona where you sort of just have to hold down back until your opponent stops flailing. Because as Labras, you cannot flail back. You will lose. We are very, very slow, relatively. So yeah, just chill. If you can. It's tough in tournament, but just chill. And if you haven't got used to it already, your punish on ADP is just 5A. Which is sad, but it's also nice, because you don't have to even try and go for anything else. Okay, straight into chain, into a combo. Yeah, into a grab, very nice. Force a burst. I mean, yeah, so being hit by randomness, there's only so much that can hit you, because randomness can't beat down backing. That's the thing, like, especially if you're ready for a teleport, he can't do anything to you. Yeah, there's a teleport again after 2D, jump 2D. You have to expect it. Because he was dead to that as well if you punished him properly. And again, yeah, SB Guillotine doesn't give you anything, and you got DP'd anyway, so stop. Don't do it. Interesting round start. Air DP'd again. Gonna jump 2D. Yeah. So yeah, in hindsight, you can clearly tell what he's going to be doing at any single point in time. The question is, now that you know it, and if it happened again, would you be able to deal with it? If not, you need to go into training mode and learn how to deal with it. Or just find this person and play them more. Because this doesn't even seem to be tournament nerves for them. This just seems to be how they play. And then you got DP'd. That's kind of fair enough. And I think this is a first to 3. Yeah. Alright. Again, not the full confirm, but he bursted anyway, so fair enough. Okay, interesting. AOA managed to get you through AOA. Guy is rolling all of your wake ups, so again, you need to start sweeping at least some of the time. He's gonna air DP you, yeah. You have to be ready to block. Hello, Morgana. Welcome. You are catching the end of a coaching session. There you go, you got the 5A punish. And you managed to DP the AOA as well, so all hope wasn't lost. You have a lot of meter here. So if you're going to do fancy stuff, if you have 129 meter, you can do a normal 214A, which is a block string, into a 1 more cancel low. And very few people will be able to block that. You can see he blocked high on the second hit. So if you're going to do something, do that, because you also get a really nice full confirm off of that. That was a good round though. We took it. The guy is sort of just spamming 2D, which you respond to by walking up and attacking him, or running up and jumping over it. Or just waiting for him to do something silly like teleport after it and just 2B him. Yeah, the 2A mix-up is incredibly strong. And it gives you a decent-ish starter, especially if you have meter or burst on board. Went for the gears combo, didn't work. I really prefer the instant air dash version, but it's personal preference. Bad burst, but I can see why you did it. Guy is just double jumping all over the place. You need to chase him down for that. Yeah, no worries, Morgana. Like I said, we're going to be done in a couple of minutes anyway. This is the last match of the tournament that Azzy played in. Spoilers. Yeah, again, sort of just having your mind be ready to see, as soon as you see teleport, your fingers should go to 2B. That's the sort of position you should be in. Okay, got DP'd again. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and there it is. So yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, my recommendations: go into training mode, set Minazuki to do lots of either AOA or teleports and get used to punishing them. It wasn't a perfect, like I said, I think you had it. I mean, you took a round, which means it wasn't a complete shutout, and you had a chance. Yeah, I think in hindsight, you probably know what you need to do. If you don't, watch this back and I will tell you hundreds of times what you need to do, which includes blocking. I don't even think Minazuki's high air DP is a high like it is with shows. Let me just check. What's it called? Where is it? Skill attacks. Yeah, his is a mid. So it's not even that dangerous. You can just down back. With Show, it's slightly different. You do have to block that high, which is quite annoying. But yeah, Minazuki you don't have to. But yeah, that is all of the matches that you played. So yeah, again, congratulations on the run. It was a very strong run. And I hope to see you in more tournaments and keep going. It's been very good. So yeah, again, sort of going over these points again, just to say, like, you need to be able to recognize the conditions for what is a good combo. And that includes not immediately going for SB guillotine every time. That will harm you. You need to stop. There's no way to sugarcoat that, unfortunately. It is just a habit you'll need to deal with and try and change. But oftentimes it's just being aware of your resources in general. So whenever you get a free chance, like if you're getting comboed, have a look around at the resources. Like look at the top of the screen, look at your meter, look at their meter, look at everything. Even in the middle of your combos, if it's a simple thing, take the time to have a look around because there's lots of important information going on. And yeah, not SB guillotining is such a big thing for you because you're wasting resources as well. Burst is an interesting point. Are you aware of Gold Burst and how it works? Is it an option you've ever considered trying to use? Like on purpose on Wake Up? Or in other scenarios? Okay, good. I saw one or two where it looks like you gold bursted because you were trying to blue burst. But if you're not aware, it's only really an option for Labrys because we don't really have a good DP. I mean, other people use it as well and it's fine. It is +2 on block if they normal block it. So it's quite nice. It is frame perfect if they meter you. Otherwise, it's just a nice reversal option. You have to press it as soon as you're back on the floor again after teching or just after you stood up. And it only takes 66% of your burst, I think. So do try it out. It is a nice option and you see lots of Labrys players use it for a reason. But yeah, of the burst types, it's lesser known. I have pushed it quite a lot recently, and it is quite nice. So do try it. Other final points, let's see. Yeah, I guess scouting with safe options, so 5A and sweep on the spike setup. Doing the same thing every time, especially if it's the dangerous option, is not only dangerous, but it's predictable. And the last thing you want to be is predictable. So try 5A, try sweep, try nothing. Because even on nothing, that's kind of one of the strengths of Spike, you then again get to put them into a block string. And if they try anything like roll, you can either grab them or 5A them out of it. But yeah, that is all my points. If you do you have any questions right now? If not, I will let you go. I have been lecturing you for 2 hours, so it's probably time. Let me know. All right. That is good to hear. I think, yeah, the only other points are just learn your combos, read the guide, learn every combo in there. Or at least have a look at every combo in there. You don't have to learn them all off by heart just yet, but be aware that they exist and you'll figure it out over time when you'd need to call on them. The big one for you is probably jump A, jump B, jump B, jump C when you can. It feels like a small adjustment, but it's massive. That like 5 to 10 meter will change games. And one more burst extensions as well. A round is more important than absolutely every other resource you have. Because it will win you the game. Every other resource cannot win you the game. Spend them. But yeah, I hope that helped. And I think in that case, that is it. So I will killed the video. And obviously you're free to ask me anything in the Discord server if you have any questions, and I will put this VoD up on YouTube. I'll do I think Twitch does it automatically for me, which is very nice. So I will do that soon. I will put the exam themes off. See you, Morgana. It was good to see you. I think I am going as well. So I will put this back here. This back here. Put this back up. And I will say my goodbyes. So thank you very much, Azu. I hope you continue to enjoy playing Persona. That's the big thing. Don't excessively lab if it doesn't make you happy. I am someone who enjoys labbing. I am very strange. But yeah, keep enjoying the game. Keep having fun. Have any questions? Let me know. I will catch you all later. Goodbye.